I actually thought when I was going into the corner, fuck, I'm going to put this in the gravel, but I don't know, just about worked.
Overall, very enjoyable. I enjoyed that battle.
You were fast though. Like, did qualifying go badly?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Annoyingly.
Yeah, because I mean, you're pacing the race. I expected you should have qualified ahead of me.
And then I got, I think Ticklish got taken out, hit by somebody, and I had to sort of brake to avoid them. And then loads of people came past me then as well.
Oh shit. Yeah, one of those ones. I was lucky at the start as well. I had the outside, and I just had to drive round and hope that no one would hit me. And enough, everyone drove well. So, but yeah, I mean, it's starting on the outside. That turn one, we did that
horrible.
a few times, and it's madness.
It's almost impossible to overtake around there as well. So you have to be so careful. I overshot my pit box as well, which was clever of me. I had to stop and reverse back up, which I think lost me a couple of places when I came out.
For once, I didn't even do anything like that. Like normally, I do something stupid like stall coming out the pits, or like I don't know, slow down too much going in. But everything actually went well. And then again, it's kind of like when you go in the pits, you don't know what you're dropping into. And I just randomly thought, well, shit, now's a good time. I'll have a few fast laps with the colder tyres, and I'll just go for it. And I expected to come out with cars in front of me. I came out with like a fucking 15-second gap ahead. It was awesome.
Yeah, I nearly followed you in. I wish I had now, because I was getting a nice slipstream from you.
Dan overtook me in the first lap. Everyone will take it easy and stuff. Dan slithers up the inside.
And I had such good grip at the start. I think secretly my game crash actually benefited me. Because I was expecting to have horrible grip at the start, but I think that long formation lap for some reason just helped my grip. Made it so that low grip period wasn't really there as much. I had it afterwards though. It was a very different sequence of grip.
Yeah, I kind of had that because doing the rolling start, my tyres kind of went shit from about 85 to about 75 litres worth of fuel. And here it was kind of offset. It was about 2 laps later, everything happened.
Whew. Look this over, man.
Did you feel like it was super hard to overtake? Because I mean, for me it seemed like I never got past anyone.
The grip is just really low. You gotta find places to do it. It's super. There's not really heavy braking zones into slow corners like most tracks either. Like this isn't a car track, so it's a bike track. So
yeah, there's a couple of corners, but if you overshoot, you're spinning.
Yeah, it's because the grip's so low. Yeah, every single pass I made, was in the third last corner. I got an extremely good run. I put my foot flat to the floor, used that compression to keep grip, and I carried that speed all the way up the hill. That was all 3 overtakes that I did were all in that corner. I ended up carrying it all the way up and then dueled into turn 1 basically.
The only one I did was the one with the super high downforce turn, the first one.
Oh really?
That was the one on you because I overtook you. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was outside there was no grip. I was like, oh god damn. Somehow I managed to hold it against Oblitor though. Somehow he was inside on me there too, and I ended up holding it. I was really surprised.
Yeah, I mean,
significantly better grip in there than most of the cars. But then again, I went full aero, like 200%, so it kind of explains it.
But yeah, I mean, I think it was one of those tracks that passing was hard. I mean, I didn't pass anyone except I passed one person who had a mistake, like they had a wobble coming off a corner and I got past, but I didn't actually do a racing overtake. But there was a few set times when I managed to defend, and if I can defend,
it felt like
defend.
You could try one lap, but then you had to cool off your tires for a second lap. It's I don't know, just felt like
yeah, that was all I was hoping for when I was trying to defend. I was just hoping the car behind tyres would overheat a bit and I'd get a breather.
Yeah.
See, where are you? Oh.
But yeah, it's kind of. I mean, even the overtaking, all the straights that lead to like the braking zones, like the main straight, and then
this was shooter.
The other 2 ones with the kind of long right handles after it. All 3 of them, you can take the inside line round them. So it's like when you're defending, it's not even hard. Like a lot of the time, if you're trying to defend the inside, then you've got a really tight corner, a really hard corner to make it round because you're shortening it. But because the track's so bloody wide and it's so curved, then you can just drive up the inside, still hit the apex, and drive away. And the cars need to go all the way around the outside to get past it. It's just kind of
Yeah, unless you
Well,
had the
actually,
straight
looks
line
like it.
speed, you had no
Dangerous had
chance
an
to
issue.
overtake.
Well, yeah, that was one thing that made it easier for me here. I think I was one of the only people that had a turbo in my car, so like 460 meters above sea level, my car was comparatively faster
So
in
I
the
had a tech
straights
issue
than
or something.
usual. So even though, I mean, I had like max aero, but like, cars weren't catching me even in the slipstream.
Oh, yeah, right. That was insane. Wow. I wasn't really dueling.
But yeah, the last corner was my worst corner. Like people kept saying and testing, yeah, you can take the last corner flat.
Well, it's difficult. I near the end of the race, I started getting so much understeer there. It was. I thought I literally almost lost I almost lost fifth on the line. Sorry, fourth on the line because it was
With a
just so
good line,
understeery there.
with a good line and some downforce, it was pretty easy.
I'd say, I mean, I'd max downforce, but my car was really quite stiff, so I didn't have tons of grip. But yeah, I mean, I think once or twice I managed to take it flat and testing, not once in the race. Half the bloody laps in the race I had to touch the brakes to get the car to turn into that. It was bad, but again, handling enough. Big engine, big turbo, so I wasn't too slow along the straight.
Who was this in front of me? This is Dakuza.
I
I remember seeing this.
25 on Audi. And I had like 15 front damage from hitting those tires, and I still managed to do it flat. So
I'm just gonna mute Discord. Okay, so what looks like happened here? This would have been Dakuza would have been dueling with us for sure, but Smolda just kind of braked pretty hard, harder than Dakuza expected. He went to avoid him because he thought he was going to rear end him. Then suddenly he's not going to rear end him. You can see right here. They're going the same speed. He managed to slow down quick enough, but by that point he's already on the curb, and the curb just has no grip on braking apparently. Just spat him out. I remember seeing that. I was like, oh shit. I actually had to avoid. I was worried he was going to come back on near me. I was taking it really cautious here. What happened after that? I think there was another collision that happened somewhere. Two people went out wide. It was on lap 2 though. You're actually cut right there. People were really struggling on that corner. I was nailing it. Yeah, he definitely cut. I like him. Dude, you know you cut on lap 1, turn 4, eh?
Me?
Yeah.
No, that's lag, man. I was.
Alright.
Turn 4?
Yeah. It's on my screen, yeah. Just slightly, but it might have been lag, you're right. Chance of it.
I mean, there's a lot going on at the start. I imagine it would be, but I couldn't even defend myself if I tried because I didn't save the replay because the fucking new wheel, the OK buttons, now cancel.
Use your mouse and keyboard, no?
You can't see that.
Just have like a wireless mouse next to you or something?
Yeah, but I can't even see that. You know,
Does it
I
not
got
show
a
your
fucking
cursor?
headset on.
You can't see the mouse itself.
Well, yeah, I mean, any other time, it's just because, like, normally it was the X button that was okay, and the entire time my old wheel, I just pushed X to select things out the menu, and now that's back, and I have to make sure I don't push that, and I've got to push the fucking Xbox button down the bottom in the middle to okay.
Breaks
And
deep,
I
right?
remembered it every other time because it's, I mean,
So
almost
weird.
like, it's easy. I could exit the lobby and stuff.
And it's crazy.
Forgot at the end.
The grip into turn 1 for braking early in the race was really bad. I'm watching both Smolda and who is this, Lusty? Yeah, both Smolda and Lusty went deep on lap 2 into turn 1, just braking at a normal point. I was having the same issue for the first 5 or 10 laps. Every time I braked at the normal point that I would just before the white line, it wasn't working. I'd have to brake way earlier. Weird. I saw him sideways like this. I thought he was gonna hit me.
Yeah, that's weird. The turn just washed right out.
I don't know if there's much to review here, really. Like, it was just kind of an attrition battle most of the time here. I guess I had these 2 overtakes.
We're watching the replay of the race and Dan streaming.
You see right here, every time I get a better run. I gained on him up the hill. Every single time I get a better run. I think people just weren't that confident in that corner. They didn't realize that compression could give you, like, unlimited grip
Go
over
off the stream. Thanks, guys.
See you later, man.
Yeah, man.
So, Voodoo, you came in here, but you didn't tell us how it went for you. How'd it go?
Second.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
man.
nice one.
Let me guess
Who
who's
won?
in front of you.
You can.
Question.
I don't even need to guess.
He wasn't supposed to race, but he's he had some work that had to do, but that was cancelled. So he came in the race mostly
good
unprepared and then won by 35 seconds.
I think right here is where I'd pass. No, definitely close to here. Yeah, see, they just come in. They don't go in
Still,
as
I mean,
wide,
that's
and then
less
I
than a
just
second
commit
lap.
on the throttle. I get such a better run every time. Everybody else was just coming in way too
Yeah,
narrow.
for a second.
Yeah, I was kind of.
It worked every
Yeah, I
time.
was down less 1 second, and at the end I just.
He was trying to give me too much
lifted
room.
off a bit
He ended up
in
bleeding
order
time because he
to
was trying to give me too much room.
not mess up.
Usually outside
the
wins
second
here
place.
too. I guess the
But
grip
we
was
had
just too low though.
first, second, and third one. Third place was Dr. Green, who practice does also with the Lambo.
Look how
So first,
tilty. Look at my
first,
car
second, third with the
sliding, dude.
Lambo.
Should be way more grip than that.
Yeah, well, Marley got second with the Lambo.
Yo,
Yeah, it seems to be.
Oblitor, you were literally
Not a
on
bad
my
track for a
screen. You
Lambo.
were literally drifting
Although,
the
of course, I know you
entire time. Like the entire time. Like every time I was behind you, you were drifting into every corner. It was insane. I don't know how you were holding it. It made no sense on my
Could you
screen.
just get off replay and play something else?
Like I don't mean just sliding. I mean like full like counter steering most of the time. Like it was stupid.
So, Chris,
You win.
he's left.
Left. Oh. Okay.
I mean, he suggested that you didn't do the replay and played something else, so I imagine he's not really in a Project Cars mood, and that gives the impression it possibly didn't go well.
I'm telling him to be cautious, unless he got taken out. I mean, there is a chance. I've heard there's quite a few incidents have happened in Tier 3. Tier 3 this season, Tier 2 last season. A lot of inconsistency in takeouts. Crashes.
Yeah, which sucks for me, because that's how I got half my positions last season. Other people crashing and spinning off, and no one seems to do that this thing.
Like, look how sideways you are, man. Yeah, that turn one, when you get inside on that turn one, you win every time. I can't believe in the last corner of the turn, when you had it inside, I'm like, oh, he's gonna have it. I knew you were on the inside. I'm like, oh, he's gonna have it. There's no way I can hold it. And somehow, I just had way more grip. I'm assuming it's because your tires were too cold or something, or maybe just sliding like this, overheating them all race was finally biting you in the ass. Like the grip just wasn't there anymore for some reason. No, I couldn't quite figure it out. But your grip was definitely lower than mine, like a lot lower. Even at this point, your grip was lower. Like I was getting slowed up by driving behind you, but I think had I been in front of, well, I don't know if you would have been going faster that way, but yeah, this is where Nui almost rear-ended me. I was trying to be cautious because you guys were kind of in my way, so I was braking really casually, and Nui was still pushing hard. I braked pretty early here. I had to lift off the brakes to get him not rear-end me. He had so much more grip than I did. Anyway, yeah, I know, like I said, I don't know if me in front of you would have helped, but at this point, once I passed Howie, like when I was stuck behind you for a good 10 laps or whatever, we had a really good battle, but like you were definitely slowing me up quite a bit. I think we might have actually been able to catch third otherwise. I'm not sure though. At least I might have
Yeah,
been able to.
your car looked pretty. I mean, you started well, and then you were running around battling Dan and stuff, and then like it just looked like your tires get pissed off at you.
I'm pretty sure this is where I get Howie.
But then you were really fast again at the end.
Every time I got close to
That's
somebody
just-
in this sector, they just stood no chance. There was just
But
no
too
chance
hot,
as long as I got close to them. Like again, I do the exact same thing. They stay mid, I stay left,
Yeah,
and I just
something like
carry
that
it all the way through,
we had
heavy throttle. Works every
we had
time.
less grips
It's crazy
at
nobody was
the
doing that.
race.
Maybe up front they were doing that. I don't know.
It came back at the end.
Like it worked every single time.
Mine was kind of like
Okay.
that was okay at the
The
start.
rest of it I'm just gonna fast forward
Then
because
it was
it was just
shit.
me and you battling.
Then
I
it
was
was
just stuck
good
behind
about
you for I don't
midway
know how long.
till about I don't know 5 laps for the end.
Yeah,
and
there
then
must have been
just-
10 laps or something here. I was stuck
car
behind you.
became
Then I
an
eventually
asshole.
had to serve a penalty.
I
I
don't
ended up
know,
cutting. I had to
there's
serve
no
a
reason
penalty, and
for
I'm
it,
like, you know what,
time
screw it, I'm
sure
gonna
the
pit.
fine, pressures were
Because
fine.
if I keep going, the
Maybe
grip
it
was already
you
feeling
get
off for
tired,
me.
but-
If I kept going, I would just fall off. I'd just get behind you and then lose a much time again. So I figured it made sense. The problem is I pitted and then I came out behind RCIQ. That was the problem. Like I caught up to you here a bit, and then the grip started falling off a little bit after I got near you. Then it came back again, and I started really pushing you, but you were doing a good job defending, and then it fell off again, and that's when I got that penalty. I went to pit. It worked out well though. It clearly worked out in my favor. You did come out in front. I definitely lost time after the pit stop, but I think just because I had much better grip at the end. Because my tires were preheated or whatever it was, I don't know. surface of the tires was set in.
Be back later.
Yeah, I'll see you later, man.
Ciao.
Right, guys,
Like,
I
just-
gotta go.
Look
We'll
how much
catch
you're
all
sliding
next
into every
week.
corner. It's nuts.
Yeah, I'll see you later, man.
Look at this. Your
Cheers,
car
man.
is all over the place. Like, it's either understeering a tiny bit or oversteering 90% of the time. Like, it's just... Especially into here. You kept taking the wide
Hey.
line into here, but if you took here, you'd actually hold grip. I could see that was the reason you
I
were...
noticed you went in the pits quite early. Was that just trying to get some clean air, or did you have a problem?
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah, it looked like
we
you were
were
really struggling for grip,
fighting.
Howie. You fell off us pretty hard.
Yes,
I had a big
I
moment
don't
there.
know. It was really good in the qualification, but the second lobby I had no grip really in the start, and so we were fighting hard in the front, and I better think about take an undercut and go into the box. But after that, I didn't come under the 2.3.
Wow.
2.3, wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's strange.
It felt similar to me in the practice races. Like, the quality was really good, and then the grip would just be on, off, but I'd never get, like, I'd be a second slower than I'd expect to be, but I wasn't that much slower in any of those. This lobby actually went well for me.
The only thing I could maybe think of that happened, because I mean, when I went in the pits, I lost about 5C in my tyre temps, and that made them better. So, I mean, I can't see how pitting should make your car worse, except, you know, like in the pit selection menu, like the pit strategy
Yeah,
menu,
right here,
when
I
you
got
choose
grip.
make a strategy, you can set pressures. It says on that in the tooltip that it changes your car to these pressures, even if you don't change your tyres. So according to that, even if you go in, like if
Oh,
say you
yeah.
have a strategy that was originally created there and originally had tyres on it with pressures, if you use that strategy, even if you change it later in the car to not have tyres, that strategy in theory will still have pressures saved for it.
This is
So
why
when
it's
you go
hard
in
to
the
watch
pits for your
replays
fuel,
and
they change your
have
pressures
Discord going
too.
at the same time.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it may not be that, but that's the only thing
Yeah,
I
it
can
could
really
be,
think
yeah.
of. Because
I don't
I mean,
know.
to lose like 2 seconds in pace doesn't make any sense. Not with such a short
Yeah.
pit.
I also need to say I had some problems with my graphics, so I had small stuttering, and it was hard to drive close in that second and almost lagging in the corner, so I could not be fast there. So also a problem.
Strange. Do you have your
Alright, hold on.
UDP update frequency thing on?
Yeah, I had it on. I forgot it to turn it off for the race.
Ah, shit.
But it was all good in the qualification, and then in the race it was shitty. So I think
It's
it has
usually like
something
that.
to do with how many cars I display in VR
yeah.
or something.
That's 90% of the time. That's what causes issues for me too. It's just at the start of the races when there's that many cars around, and especially if it's like nighttime, everybody has their headlights on. It becomes a big issue.
Yeah, and the sun was also hard.
Anyway, so like this is the one thing, Obligatory. I was getting a way better run than you out of this corner every single time.
Pretty much.
I kept seeing you'd
turned the
apex
graphics
here.
down a little bit and,
You drift wide early. I know it's just difference in the cars, but I'd apex here every time.
Fights, you can adjust
Like
how
you can
many
see, I
cars
always got a better
are
run.
displayed in
Almost every single
VR,
time. It was
so I
really,
was
really
down
tight
to
though. It seemed like
20
your
now,
slide
but
was
I
just working
think I
for you.
go
It was weird.
down to even 10.
Oh, I think that was the one time I cut.
I noticed that the sun really screwed up my frame rate in VR, and nothing else really does either. But you can
I just
actually
don't
kinda
understand
turn
how
the
you're
sun
holding
off.
onto it
There's a
sliding so much. This
setting
game, I
and-
don't
Yeah,
get
the
it.
race
It shouldn't be
the
able to
race
do that.
also, I think the sun rays is the
Just
big
how sideways you're
difference.
getting constantly. It's just
Well, the
insane.
one that made the big difference for me was like interior sun bloom
I mean, hey,
or
clearly
something.
it works, but it's just a stod to me.
And basically, because I did some
Lighting should not
testing
be
in
quicker.
for Sonoma with that, because I was having bad problems in Sonoma.
Project Drift,
if
yeah.
there was lots of cars between, if there was lots of cars between me and the sun.
Yeah, Leaky, I did.
And I think it's interior sun bloom. It was basically that doubled my frame
This
rate.
is where I had a
when the
lot
sun
of
was
grip
up.
for sure.
So I don't know.
Definitely where
Maybe
I had a lot of
if,
grip.
if it's
At
sunny
Blooming-
again, try that.
Blooming I have off anyway.
I just couldn't quite get you. I was really weak through this
Oh.
sector too, so you just pull
Wow.
off. And the one place where I overtook everybody, you were actually really
But yeah,
strong in this
it
corner
was
too.
actually
You were the
strange.
only
Twice
other
in
guy I
that
saw
race
that was
I had
actually
a
strong
big
in this corner.
kinda
See,
lag. You know, like
you were
what
taking a
happens
wide
when
line in. Hold on.
someone.
Fuck Discord. You were actually taking a wide line in where nobody else was. I could see, yeah, see, you're throttling early and you're taking a wide line in. Like, nobody else was doing that for some reason. They would come in here and then just kind of cut and be really gentle and careful. Like, you do not need to do that in that corner. You can just flat it out. Go as hard as you can in there, and you'll just get a ton of speed out of it. You definitely knew that. That's why I was having so much trouble overtaking you, because that was the one spot I could actually get a run on people, either there or turn 4. Turn 4 was never quite close enough. Went on for a little while, then I think I fall off here at some point. I make a big mistake with understeer, I think. The second sector. Fall off a bit, and then I make another mistake like a lap later, and then I just go and pit. It was lap 19, so it's like 4 laps from now. But it was, yeah, good defending though, man, seriously. Every time you can see we take a different line through there, but it always works out for you, just barely. Oh yeah, this. So did you take damage from hitting this? Because I saw that and I was like, oh shit, that almost bounced into me. Oh, somebody had already knocked it over. I figured you might have taken a little bit of damage from that. I don't know how much damage they do. I think it kind of varies. A lot of lag in the replay. It wasn't even in the replay all the time. Like, it was more sideways when I was watching you from in the car than it was here. So I think maybe it was just in game. Oh shit, I actually pin a lap 16. My bad. I didn't realize that. So yeah, what happens? Was it on the same lap? Hold on, I want to see this over again. I went wide here, and whenever that's the only corner in this whole track that if you go wide, you have to actually serve the penalty. Otherwise, you don't need to. I think right here, I had a run. I usually had a run on you out of this a little bit. You just pull off a tiny bit, but I got a ton of understeer right here. I actually had to lift in the exit right there. Maybe it was last lap. I don't know. But then right here, I get again a ton of understeer. I went a bit deep, then tried to commit. You were kind of blocking where I was trying to go. Like I was trying to see where the exit was, and you were like right in view of it. Up going deep. And that penalty, you have to serve. Like I lifted a bit into here, didn't really do anything. And I realized, oh, I've done this in practice races where if I don't lift, like it'll auto serve the penalty up at the top of the hill, but by that point it usually just automatically gives you a penalty. So it won't get rid of it in time. So I had to lift going up this hill, which is a huge time loss. I lifted right here, and I lost like probably a second or two at least. It's like, screw this, I might as well pit. This is where I got confused, because our CIQ was already sitting in the pit. Look how long his pit stop is, okay? Gets in like right here. So it's like 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he definitely had to repair damage. Like, look how long he was sitting there. And then I think he might have gotten actually held up by me a bit coming out too. But he came out right behind me, and I was like, oh geez, this guy's fast. And he just put a ton of pressure on me right away. This is where I lost time. This is definitely where I lost time. I thought it was a good strategy. Had RCIQ not been there, it would have been, but freaking was. Yo, suspension. I wonder if he repaired the suspension or not. Seemed like he might have, because that was like a 15 or 17 second stop. Yeah, like just look how much more grip he had than me, whole way through. He was putting so much pressure. I even said it right away. I'm like, dude, I'm not even gonna try and defend from him at all. I'm just gonna keep driving my normal line and try not to get spooked by him too much. I didn't want to lose time like defending or fighting back. So I was just trying to drive my normal line. He was just all the frick over me, man. A few times here, it looked like he was just kissing my bumper. I went deep there. It definitely, the tires didn't come in right away after you pitted, for the Audi anyway. Like they were pretty sketchy after I pitted. So yeah, he right here, I just kind of let him go. I went a bit wide, and I realized how little grip there was out there. Like right here usually is the line I normally take, but then I cut in right about there, and I couldn't really do that. And I got out here, and there's just no grip. Like, oh geez. And this is where the dirty air came in. I started really having issues. I thought he'd have significantly faster pace, but he didn't. He was actually almost the exact same pace as me. The dirty air just started giving me a ton of wash. I was already struggling for grip, so I think I was like a second slower this lap or something. For a couple laps here, I was really slow. It says right here, is that my fastest lap? No, that's my last lap. Like, it should be like a 202 high. No, 202.1. I think this lap is horrible too. Yeah, I just wasn't driving very well at that point. This was probably the lowest grip I had all race. Even at the end though, when I was battling with you, I was looking for grip so hard, man. I was like, man, just give me a bit of grip. I just need a little bit more grip. I just couldn't find it. And eventually it came back to me. But I think it was more you falling off on grip than me getting grip. Because I was not going that close to my fastest lap. That was actually my fastest. Sorry, what the hell am I talking about? That was a 2.586. So that was that would have been my fastest for sure. He said a 6.56. So actually I was just picking up pace. And then I think after that I do like a 2.19 or something. Anyway, watch it through the rest of it. Yeah, Leaky. Yeah, dude, I was legit this whole race. I was super nervous in qualifying, then I was nervous afterwards too. I'm so grateful that they restarted the lobby for me, because I was pretty pissed after it crashed. I think I tabbed out, then I tabbed back in, and I went to screenshot the results right when it ended, and it just froze up on me. I'm like, oh great, I know what happened. It definitely crashed. Yeah, right here. Look, he just pulls off completely. That was a.
This is a geological oddity.
Canis Zadi? Man. Appreciate that. So lap 23. Longer. I mean, he's pretty much gone at this point. He's just got crazy pace. Like, he's doing like 2-minute flats constantly. He's doing constantly under 201, where I only had a few under 201s. My pace actually was really good here, now that I'm looking at it. Yours was about the same, though. I don't know when my pace dropped off, then. On your lap times and mine. This is when Marley pitted. You pit too, okay, this is when you pit. I saw you come out there, I'm like, oh geez, here we go. And at this point I realized, okay, I actually lost time on you in the pit stop somehow. I wasn't sure how. I'm still not sure how, honestly. You kind of just gave it to him though, eh? Like, your tires probably weren't in there. You kind of just decided, screw it, I'm not going to fight this. Smart decision, because I pretty much I shouldn't have fought it as much as I did either. Yeah, you just handed it to him. Oh, thank you, Shooter. Sorry, I kind of muted Discord. I'll chat with you in a little bit. I'm just trying to finish watching this over. So, like, at this point, I can see I'm definitely gaining on you a bit. Like, I definitely have more grip than you at this point. Wish I could see the sector times. The last lap was a 2:09, which is actually really fast. So my pace was always good. I think it just got bad once you came out. Yeah, I'm definitely catching on you here. Slightly though. Where I was begging for grip. You do a 292. Well, that's, yeah, 2015. So I dropped off a little bit. Here's where I realized, okay, oh yeah, that's right. I had that huge. This is the only turn 3 was what I was terrified about coming into this race. And this was the only time I actually had a moment in turn 3. I was being cautious as hell all the way through the rest of the race. But this is the moment that I'm like, okay, I got to push. I think I said it coming into this corner. I got to push now. Because I have a 5-second buffer. Like, if I make a mistake, I'm not going to lose a place necessarily. Unless it's a big spin. So I started pushing, and then this happened. Where I got, like, really sideways. This is the whole thing I was struggling with my setup earlier. I had to go full opposite lock there and lift off the throttle. I somehow didn't lose time doing that, though. But the car will snap on you sometimes when it does that. Unlike your car that just like slides naturally. This one does not like sliding. It'll do a 4-wheel slide. It will not do a 2-wheel slide well. Yeah, that was a big moment, Shooter. I thought for sure that was exactly how all how all the spins happened for me in the practice races, exactly like that. Identical. I'm still catching. This is where the duel really starts. This is where I'm like, okay, cool, I actually have more grip than you. I know, you know what, I was doing good lap times. You were in the 2:01.8s, I was in the 2:01.0s. Look how sideways you are. This is what I was seeing from you all race. Look at this. Look at the counter steer. There's no way that's just lag, man. Look at your full upside down on the steering, no? Maybe not. It's so weird. Why is it... Steering is not showing what your car is actually doing. That's so strange. I guess it is lag. Look at this. You can see it's counter steering, yet on your wheel it's not. Really weird. I was just putting as much pressure as I could on you at this point. And again, I was getting better runs out of this turn. This is where I knew I'd probably have it. You went super, super deep. I'm like, oh, is he going to defend it? Yeah. But I didn't actually get you here. You actually held it. Every time you brake so late for that and still held the inside, I was like, how the hell are you managing that? Oh, this was a close battle. Then you came back at me too after I passed you. I'm like, oh, this is not over. I know he's still got the pace. You're so close to getting me at the line. Because the last corners were two of my weakest. These two corners and then the last two corners were my two weakest sections. Here again, the inside was really helping me. And then I went for the move that I did on everybody else, and it finally worked for me on you. Was it this lap? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Right here. So again, you did the same thing as I was saying with everybody else. So you kind of go mid, and that just bites you in the ass. I stay as far left as I can. This is actually way further left than I was the other times. Let's get a gigantic run out of it. Just barely enough, though. It was super close. Oh my god. I was really surprised. Usually, first of all, outside wins around here, but I had already gotten you before that, and then I realized, oh shit, I went deep. I didn't get enough throttle down, and I went deep. Right here, I should have throttled. And I waited too long. You actually got a run on me, and I was just looking at you sideways in the straight here. I was actually turning on and off auto clutch. I was turning off auto clutch in the straight so I could get as much drag race advantage as I could. And then here, I don't know how I managed this. I really thought inside wins on turn 1 every time, but I guess you just didn't have the grip. Oh, you got a bit loose. I see what happened. You got a bit loose, we're trying to avoid hitting me, and then you just didn't throttle early enough because of that, eh? Yeah, right there. Bit offline. That's crazy that it worked, though. We're still drag racing at this point. And then it's pretty much done, because I definitely did have a little bit better cornering. And then you start chasing me down again. Right here, I think I pull off pretty decently. Yeah. And you come back. I'm like, here I realize it's not over. I think I pull off a little bit on this next lap. I was really weak through there. I pull off a little bit on this next lap, and then you come back, like, hard. Oh no, sorry, this is lap 28, my bad. Yeah, right here, I came off a lot somehow. Where did that happen? Oh, it was just in the second last turn. Do you have a penalty or something? I think you just bricked a bit deep. Yeah. But then you come back hard after that. God, the grip on your car. Twitchiness is just insane. Oh, I knew that it wasn't over. I was pushing, like, I was being cautious but pushing. As soon as I saw the gap, I'm like, okay, I need to be, like, just on the limit of not pushing too hard. You still managed to catch me. I don't know how you held it through. So you actually started following my line through here, eh? I think. Yeah, you did. Because every time earlier I saw you going wide out here and you'd end up with a huge slide, but there it actually, yeah, it worked way better for you. I learned that from Christian. I didn't know about that either. I got loose through there. Shit. You're way more confident here than I am. These two corners were really bad for me. Right here, I have a gigantic bit of understeer. Look at this. It goes super wide. I was just trying to make sure I didn't cut. This is final lap, right? It's super close. This, again, was the corner that I was really scared of spinning on, so I was taking it cautious. Anyway, I just had to hold the position. Just track position was, like, key here, because it's so hard to overtake. For some reason, this corner, near the end of the race, this corner right here, I was really struggling. I think it's because I didn't have enough splitter. I had a lot of rear aero bias, and that was the only corner it was actually really hurting me on. Maybe the last corner too, though. That one, for some reason, that long left-hander was awkward. How do you get here? Same with that right-hander there. I sucked on that one. Better safe than sorry, though. Yeah, I definitely didn't have as much grip as I wanted at the end here. You were just setting good laps though. You were below the 201s. It's not even like either of us were going slow. Oh yeah, that's right. I had a big tank slapper here too. Jeez, man. That's usually the corner I was the strongest in, and the car just wouldn't hold on. I thought you were gonna have me when I had that tank slapper. I'm like, oh no, you're gonna carry this all the way up the hill. But for some reason, I don't know what is up with this. The AMG just was the same. It was the same straight line speed as the freaking Audi. It makes no sense. I kind of blocked you a little bit here. You know what? It was to the wire. I was like, man, I need to do everything I can here. Here I knew, yeah, for sure I had it. It was so close though. God, was that close. Did too much fuel. Huh. That was just great battling all the way. We basically traded positions. Like early on, you were blocking, and then later he was blocking you, or sorry, I was blocking you. Jesus, shooter, you plowed the shit out of that guy. Oh, was that was Marley? You knocked his wheel off, dude. My God. Oh, that was good stuff, man. I missed in chat anyway. I was kind of just seeing what Oblator was saying. Final choice is between the Audi and the Merc. That's funny. Oblator is the same thing with me and Timo, actually. We were talking between the Audi and the Merc as well, but I hadn't talked to Timo much before that, and he said he was just more comfortable with the Audi because the Merc was just kind of sketchy, and I was like, you know what, yeah. Like, he kind of compensated to my side by going for the M6 last season, which he wasn't super comfortable with. So I kind of did the same thing for him, but I thought I would be comfortable with the Audi. I was like 90% leaning towards the Audi already, but I ended up, I don't want to say I regretted it, but I'm not having a great season with this car. I'm struggling with it. This race was good, but a lot of the other ones were great. Oh. Oh, you're actually running the same setup. Oh. Man, his setup, I mean, he looked like he was way more stable. Yeah, turn one with the inside, yeah. Got way more grip, it's weird. There's a lot of corners are like that though. Turn one especially. How much wing was I running? Sorry, so I was running, the Audi goes up to 2.7 is max wing for the Audi, and I was running 1.6. So like, I thought it was pretty heavy rear. And I was worried that having that much wing was going to hurt me in the straights. I'm kind of glad I didn't run 2.7 though. I was very, very close to running 2.7. I thought it'd get rid of more understeer for me. But every time I put 2 splitter on, no matter what the rear wing was, it always seemed to hurt me for oversteer. It would give me too much oversteer. And this car really, like, if you give this thing too much oversteer, it gets sketchy. On entry anyway. Exit's fine. I can handle exit. But on entry, when you have oversteer, it's really bad. It's very twitchy. Results are up, Jesus. You're running 311? Doesn't yours go up to like 316 though? I'm up into 4th?
Hey, the results are up. Thanks, Heavy.
No problem.
Thanks, man. How the hell am I up to 4th? Let me open up Chrome.